Hi, guys. I am live. It is November 5th. Um, as you all know, we had some updates in the Abby and Libby case in Delphi, Indiana. So I wanted to jump on, get your guys' opinions, talk about the case in general, and see kind of where we are with all of it. Um, it's a sad case. Trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning. There's kids. It is one of the saddest cases that I've heard in a long time. Um, if you don't know much about it, please do your research on it because it is a very interesting case and there's a lot to learn from it. I will start by just kind of doing a review of the case, talking a little bit about the case in general, and then we'll go into the big news that happened this last week. So, first, I wanted to talk about kind of what happened. So, two teens in 2017, Liberty German, I believe. Hold on, let me make sure I get their names right. Liberty German and her best friend, Abigail Abby Williams. They had a day off school in February, right around Valentine's Day. So they decided that they were going to go just hang out at this place called the High Bridge. Doing some research on this bridge, it was used for basically train transportation, but they did shut it down due to it being unsafe. But then people just decided that they were going to go there to walk, to hang out, to enjoy nature. So it's this high bridge, literally high bridge, over just a little bit of water and kind of not like a canyon, but like a dip. The girls had been there before, people have been there before, traveling across this bridge. It wasn't anything new to anybody in the community. So they asked their sister, one of them, to take them to the high bridge to hang out. And she dropped them off there, said, "We will pick you up at this time," and just kind of let them enjoy their time. So the events that transpired after, we have just because of social media, and I will explain that in a second. But the girls were walking on the bridge back and forth. And just so you guys know, this bridge, once you go over, it's kind of a dead end and you come back across the bridge. So, what we know from Abby and Libby as they were on this bridge, and we know that because of Snapchat. This was something I wanted to explain to people too. People my age and younger know what Snapchat is. I have Snapchat. It is a way of chatting and communication, but it's mainly through pictures and video. The interesting thing about Snapchat, unlike a lot of other media platforms, is that once you post something to someone, it disappears. That is the whole thing about the app. It also shows you if you screenshot or if someone screenshots your story or your chat, on and on. So, what we know is that the girls were posting Snapchats. Like I said, those disappear after. So, what we kind of have is a Snapchat of one of the girls just walking on the bridge, them having a good time. They don't seem alarmed. The next Snapchat or communication we get is of Bridge Guy. Apparently, the girls felt threatened in some way by this situation. And because these girls were the most amazing 13 and 14-year-olds who thought very quickly, they decided to take audio and video of this man that they felt threatened by. This man is later known to be Bridge Guy. We released this photo. It's of a man walking on the bridge. You cannot see his face really. He's kind of looking down, but you can see kind of his walk, or gait a little bit, and the clothing that he is wearing. This comes out after the fact, of course. We also get audio after the fact. But back to Abby and Libby on what they were doing that day. Something happens, and Libby and Abby go missing. They don't show up where they said that they were going to be picked up. There was a huge search afterwards. And the whole community came out. Everyone participated in this, and they searched for these two young girls. Sometime in the days that followed, they were found deceased. We don't know a ton of information on anything. The families have asked us not to spread anything that is unfactual and has not been reported by police. And I think that's extremely smart. So in this case, please be careful of what you're reading, what you're spreading, because the whole thing is the family wants these prosecutors to be able to get this case together and get this guy. And if false information starts coming out, like it has this whole investigation, it messes with the investigation and with them prosecuting him. And the family's and the community's main goal is to get whoever did this. So the police have been very tight-lipped about the things that have happened to Libby and Abby. How they died, what had happened, is very, very covered up by police in general. And I think it's a very good thing. In my opinion, I think that we don't need to hear that. And I know that everyone's curious, but my main focus, and I know that the police and the family's main focus, is to prosecute. So we don't need any information other than that and how to do that. A lot of stuff will probably come out in trial, because we now have to prosecute this person on every single thing he did. So a lot of that will come out then. Something transpired with these two girls, and they were found dead. The police came out with a couple press conferences that were huge. One talked about Bridge Guy and released the photos. This was huge because this was one of the first and biggest cases we have seen where the victim has taken pictures and that has been released to the media. It was very interesting to see that. And I am just so thankful for those girls for having that mindset, because if you think about it, they're in this traumatic experience, and to have the frame of mind to do that, I mean, it's unheard of. But that is what led us to where we are. So glad that they did that. So anyway, they came out with Bridge Guy, released it, said, if you know anybody with this, please let us know. They released a criminal profile. In that it was like, it's a community member, it's someone you know, so forth and so on. Then we got the Down the Hill audio. The Down the Hill audio was interesting because that was captured by the girls, and it feels like there's more on that hasn't been released. Not saying that it should be, because I think right now it's for the best, but we have a male saying down the hill, and they replayed it, in the press conference, down the hill, down the hill. Anybody who knows this male voice or anyone like this male voice, please come forward. We just have down the hill, down the hill, down the hill. And then we were kind of left with nothing for a long time. And it was very frustrating, I think, for the public, for the true crime community, because we just didn't have any leads. We knew there was some kind of perpetrator among us. There was a killer among us of young girls, but there was nothing we could do. And so for a while, it went silent. Then the police arrested a man impersonating someone online, and we thought, oh my God, we have him. Not much came out after that. So I don't know the links between this man who was impersonating someone on the internet and what we have recently, but there's a big disconnect there. But that leads us to this week. And I'm sorry if I missed any information in this. This is all off the dome. I want to kind of give you a quick overview because I'm sure a lot of you have heard this case and the details surrounding this case. And you want to know what's going on. So we had an arrest of a male. Let me look up his name because I'm really bad with names, to be honest. Richard Allen. Richard Allen was arrested Monday. There was a couple of pretty big press conferences around this. He is being charged with 2 counts of homicide, and we are left there. So this kind of has the community on high alert, but also very happy because, I think a lot of us didn't think that we were going to get an arrest. So just being able to kind of put a face to this crime was a big deal. We don't know what happened with Liberty and Abby. I think a lot of question on my mind is if there's going to be a rape case or a sexual assault case, but I don't know on that. Right now, he is just arrested on the homicides. So we're just kind of left with what's going to happen now. And to be honest, there's probably not going to be a lot come out until the trial. What I will say is that there's been some news articles that this man is part of the community. He is a big part of the community. He aided and knew about the missing posters. He aided and knew about the murders, and that is so just chilling that he was so close to this. And it's chilling that he was just among us in the community. He was closely working with the family. It's very frightening. So I think what we learned from a lot of this is to be aware of everyone, be aware of your surroundings. There are so many people out there who just wish you harm, which is very, very sad to say. And wish your children harm. And that's just, it really hurts my heart. What Libby and Abby did that day, they will be heroes forever. They are the true ones in this case, because without them, we might not have ever known. And Bridge Guy thought he got away with it. Richard Allen thought he got away with it. But Libby and Libby and Abby said, no, you're not going to. And they took the steps that they could to make that happen. This case is ongoing. This is a very fluctuating case. There's going to be a lot more come out. I will try to update you. I thought a live would make it to where I could talk to you guys and tell you the whole story without me having to do a whole video on it. So I will say there will be updates as this case goes. I would love to do a full episode and get out a lot more information. So that may be coming. I don't have time to put into that right now. I wish I did. But I want to say thank you to you guys. First of all, I want to say thank you to this police department who has probably been building this case, building evidence. Thank you for finding this guy. I want to say my appreciation for this family for not giving up and really leading the charge on this case. And the true crime community has really been out there pushing this case and saying, let's not give up on Libby and Abby. And so I think that's been a huge thing. We now have this technology in our lives where we can really be involved in helping solve crimes, which is a two-way sword because we can help push these cases out there, but we can also spread false information. And I do not want to be one of those who do that because it does hinder cases. But thank you to you guys for being vigilant on this case. Also, thank you for watching my content. I have been extremely busy lately. I have a full-time job now. I'm a mom, and so doing this is sometimes tedious and gets pushed to the back burner. But it is on my mind constantly. And when this case and this week all this came out, my mind was constantly on Libby and Abby. And I just kind of had to get this out there, get this update out there. Please leave comments after this. I have had some, I've had some really bad comments lately pushed towards me, and it's really discouraging. It really makes me want to stop doing it sometimes. Even though I'm very good at ignoring it, sometimes it gets to me. So please, if you like my content, please let me know. It really does help push me to create stuff and keep going. So that is the story of Libby and Abby. That is the update, the big update that we have now. I appreciate you guys for watching, and I will be back next time. All right, see you guys later. Bye.